Welcome to the World Wire Update YT. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon for more updates and thrilling short scenes. Tonight, South Florida's iconic coastline faces a crisis threatening the Florida dream. The shimmering towers that once symbolized prosperity and relaxation now stand at the center of a growing emergency, one that's sending shockwaves through communities up and down the coast. The once booming condo market has flipped. Prices are falling, panic is rising, and thousands of owners, many retirees, are trapped. For years, these condos were seen as safe investments and peaceful homes, but now, uncertainty hangs over every building. Owners must now choose, pay staggering new fees that can reach into the thousands each month, or sell at a loss, often leaving behind years of memories and hard-earned savings. In Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach, condo listings have more than doubled in just 2 years, flooding the market and driving prices down. The sheer volume of unsold units is unprecedented, and it's changing the face of these communities. For every condo that sells, many more sit vacant, their owners desperate as bills pile up and equity vanishes. Some residents face the heartbreaking reality of losing their homes altogether. The ultra-luxury sector remains stable, but most owners in older, affordable buildings are at the epicenter of this financial earthquake. The gap between the wealthy and everyone else is growing more visible by the day. The crisis began with good intentions after a tragedy, but new safety mandates have triggered financial burdens many can't bear. The push for safer buildings has come at a steep cost, leaving many residents feeling abandoned. We'll explore how this happened, who's suffering most, and the ripple effects spreading through families and neighborhoods. And we'll look at what state leaders are doing to prevent catastrophe, as lawmakers scramble to find solutions before more lives are upended. The Florida dream now hangs in the balance, caught between the promise of safety and the harshness of economic reality. For many, the future feels more uncertain than ever. This is the story of a market in free fall, and the lives upended in its wake. Behind every statistic is a family, a neighbor, a community struggling to hold on. Let's see how a quest for safety led to a statewide financial storm, and what it means for the people who call South Florida home. The stakes for Florida's future have never been higher, and the outcome will shape the state for generations to come. The roots of today's crisis trace back to the 2021 Surfside tragedy, a disaster that shocked the nation and forever changed the conversation around building safety in Florida. The collapse killed 98 people and exposed the hidden dangers lurking in aging condos, problems that had been ignored for years. In response, Florida lawmakers acted quickly, passing sweeping new safety laws. These included mandatory milestone inspections for older buildings and a strict ban on waiving reserve funds for critical repairs. Condo associations were now required to inspect buildings at 30 years old, and then every 10 years after that, with a looming deadline of December 2024 for compliance. For decades, many associations kept monthly fees low by underfunding reserves, choosing short-term affordability over long-term safety. Now, that option was gone, and the financial reality hit hard. The intent behind the new laws was to ensure safety, but the immediate effect was a wave of financial shock for hundreds of thousands of condo owners across the state. Suddenly, associations faced expensive inspections and were forced to fund massive repairs all at once, often with little warning or preparation. Years of deferred maintenance and postponed repairs came due, and the staggering cost landed squarely on the shoulders of residents, many of whom were unprepared. The law's ticking clock forced a reckoning, exposing decades of neglect and making it impossible to ignore the true state of these buildings. What was meant to protect lives has left many Floridians struggling to keep their homes, facing tough choices about their futures and their finances. The stage was set for a financial squeeze that would soon cripple the market, leaving entire communities uncertain about what comes next. The new laws unleashed a wave of financial pain for condo owners, creating a ripple effect that has been felt across the entire state. Inspections revealed multi-million-dollar repairs, concrete roofs, structural fixes, forcing boards to levy huge special assessments. These assessments have left many owners scrambling to find the funds. Owners suddenly faced bills of $50,000, $75,000, or even $100,000 per unit, often with little warning. The shock of these unexpected costs has been overwhelming. Insurance premiums doubled or tripled, pushing monthly HOA fees from $600 to $1,200 or more. This dramatic increase has made budgeting nearly impossible for many. Retirees on fixed incomes who once expected affordable living now struggle to pay. Their dreams of a peaceful retirement are being shattered. Many are draining savings, taking risky loans, or relying on family just to stay afloat. The financial strain is taking a toll on their mental and emotional well-being. For thousands, even that isn't enough. They're forced to sell. The decision to leave their homes is heartbreaking, but buyers are wary of high fees and looming assessments, making sales difficult even at steep discounts. The market is saturated with hesitant buyers. A condo worth $350,000 2 years ago now struggles to sell, even at a loss. The depreciation is staggering. Owners are listing at fire sale prices, flooding the market with inventory. The oversupply is driving prices down further. The affordability crisis is pushing out long-term residents and destabilizing entire communities. The sense of community is eroding, the financial burden is relentless, and the market is buckling under the pressure. The future looks uncertain for many. For many, the Florida dream has become a nightmare, leaving them to wonder what the future holds. The financial strain has triggered a flood of condos for sale. Inventory has more than doubled in 2 years. In some buildings, over 10% of units are listed at once, a clear sign of distress. With supply far outpacing demand, prices have plunged, down 17% on average across the region. Sales activity has slowed dramatically, especially for condos under $1 million. Buyers are hesitant, scared off by high fees and financing challenges. As more owners are forced to sell, prices fall further, trapping sellers in a vicious cycle. Only cash buyers are left, scooping up units at bargain prices. The market is paralyzed, and owners are watching their equity vanish. The crisis deepens as lending standards tighten. Fannie Mae's blacklist now includes over 1,400 Florida condo buildings with deferred maintenance or underfunded reserves. Buyers can't get standard mortgages for these units, shrinking the pool to cash buyers and investors. Sellers in blacklisted buildings are trapped, values plummet, and first-time buyers are shut out. Non-QM loans are an option, but come with higher rates and tougher terms, making condos even less affordable. The blacklist stigmatizes buildings, making sales nearly impossible at fair prices. The lending lockdown is choking off normal real estate activity. For many owners, there's no way out but to accept steep losses. The market's foundation is crumbling. As the crisis escalated, pressure mounted on Governor DeSantis and lawmakers to act. Emergency meetings led to proposals, state-backed insurance, low-interest repair loans, and deadline extensions. In spring 2025, the legislature passed HB 913, offering a 1-year extension for inspections and new financing options for repairs. Supporters hope this will ease immediate pressure and slow the market's decline. Critics argue it's too little, too late. Insurance rates and repair costs remain sky-high. Many owners can't wait another year for relief. The debate rages. Will these measures be enough to stop the bleeding? The state's response may determine the fate of thousands of Floridians. The clock is ticking for a real solution. The condo crisis threatens to spill over into Florida's broader real estate market and economy. Falling values and rising foreclosures could drag down single-family home prices and erode local tax bases, threatening public services. The human toll is immense. Retirees and working families are being displaced, communities hollowed out. Investors and corporate buyers may replace long-term residents, changing the character of coastal neighborhoods. The future hinges on the fate of HB 913 and whether costs can be contained. If insurance and repair expenses keep rising, the crisis will deepen regardless of new laws. The market may need to reset through painful price corrections or redevelopment of older buildings. The Florida dream of affordable coastal living is fundamentally changed. The coming months will reveal if this is a managed correction or a full-blown collapse. For now, uncertainty reigns, and the stakes for Florida's future could not be higher. The story of South Florida's condos is a warning for communities everywhere.